I literally almost signed up to sell my poop to make some extra money yesterday. Holy motherfucking shit, it is the Monday before Christmas. Happy December 18th. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. I went into a spiral yesterday. My boyfriend and I collectively went into a spiral yesterday about how expensive the world is, how much things cost, how much rent is, and we just got really overwhelmed and just had just not a good time. But then we came back to ourselves and then we were like, okay, let's remember perspective and what we're really trying to do with our lives and know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's a week before Christmas and this morning was really hard. This Monday was a challenging Monday. I could not get up. Let me tell you a bit about what's been going on. I had COVID last week and you're like, Jess, how did you have COVID last week? We have gotten an episode from you every single day of December. Yes, bitches. It's because I'm smart and I recorded some shit in advance. So last week, I actually didn't need to record anything. Thank God, could just chill the fuck out because I lost my taste. And who the fuck, first of all, still gets COVID? It's December of 2023. We haven't heard the word COVID unless we're talking about past fucking tense. But basically, for the past couple weeks, I've been like, I can't get sick. I can't get sick. I'm not getting sick. Since COVID ended or since the pandemic part of COVID ended, I've been really struggling with just catching a lot of colds because obviously we weren't getting sick for 2 years because we were in lockdown. So anyway, I was like, I do not want to get sick in November or December because I'm doing such a big thing with Podmas right now. There's so much going on for me. I want to be healthy. I'm so tired of having colds. I feel like they always last so long for me. And then I went on a trip and visited some friends in Montreal and I was trying so hard leading up to that trip to not get sick. My dad had a bad cold. My friend in Montreal had a cold. And I was doing so well. I was literally taking oil of oregano shots. If you know, you know. I posted it on Instagram at HumanToHumanPod. And then when I got back, literally on the train, I was like, fuck me. I can feel it in my throat. And I'm still keeping up with all my health regimens and getting all my vitamins in. But so I woke up on Monday feeling really sick, feeling really tired. And then on Wednesday, I lost my taste. Moment of silence for that. Because that's what happened to me when I got COVID one other time during the Omicron season. I couldn't taste, I couldn't smell for days, and it was terrible. And so this time I was hanging out with my boyfriend. We were eating nachos and guac, and I couldn't taste the guac. And earlier that day, I had tasted the guac, and the guac was delish. So that sent off a little bit of alarm bells for me, but I was like, maybe it's just the end of the day. I'm tired. I'm stuffed up. The next morning, I woke up and I couldn't taste my morning lemon water, and then I couldn't taste my breakfast. And I'm like, hey, I need to take a COVID test. So I took a COVID test, and it was as positive as anything. Luckily, it didn't last very long. I was already in my end of it, sort of. I couldn't taste for 2 days, which wasn't that bad. 3 days later, I tested negative, and all my symptoms went away. Today, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. But I did struggle to get up in the morning. And I'm thinking about the Monday before Christmas arguably could be a great Monday or it could be a horrible Monday. Because right now we're kind of cramming everything in before the holiday season. We're trying to finish everything at work. We're trying to, maybe if you're done school, you're chillax and wax and hang out with your friends vibing. Yay for you. Enjoy. Continue. But this is just a weird time of year where there's a lot going on. There's a lot to do for our personal lives. There's a lot to do for our professional lives. So it's very on trend that I could not get up this morning. I had my alarm go off at 7 because I'm I need to get my routine in order, yada, yada, yada. And we'll go full circle on my routine, don't you worry. But I set my alarm for 7 a.m. I was so deep in a dream. I snoozed my alarm. And honestly, thank God I did. Because I don't know about you. I'm not a woman who has a lot of, we'll say, wet dreams or sex dreams. I never have sex dreams. And I had a sex dream, and it was it was fun. I enjoyed experiencing it in my brain. And then I woke up, and then it was way past the time my mom and I agreed to work out together. So I was like, the ship's already sailed, whatever. I'm just going to get up and take my time this morning now, and we'll figure out what I'm going to do with my exercising later. And then I got my lemon water, sat in my bed, and this never happens to me. I was so tired. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to close my eyes. And I fell right back to sleep. And I'm very lucky. I don't have a job that I have to go to in office. It doesn't have a lot of time constraints on it. So I was like, shit, tit, bitch. I'm not going to get up. And so my whole morning routine was delayed so friggin' much. And what I want to talk about today, it will come full circle to the morning routine, but it's about when you start to doubt yourself, and especially right now, we're about to go spend a lot of time with family members, and that can bring up so many different triggers and really fuck with our self-esteem and start to question, like, what am I doing with my life? Because I have to go tell all these people what I'm doing with my life, and it can become a lot. And literally yesterday, my boyfriend and I were going down this rabbit hole of what the fuck was going on, and I will tell you about how we pulled ourselves out of it and decided, okay, we're going to be fine. Let's come back to our true inner core sense of peace. The three things we were really feeling, though, is that we don't have enough money. Everything is too expensive. Like, our jobs are not paying us enough to be able to live, which is normal. We just got out of school. We're not going to be making a fucking 7-figure salary right now. We felt like things aren't happening fast enough. All the things we want in this life, they're not here right now. We're talking about how much we want to move out, how much we want to feel like we're our own adults who don't live with our parents anymore. So we're like, we don't have enough money. Things aren't happening fast enough. And what am I even doing? Then that led me to Googling on TikTok how to make money really quickly, how to have a lucrative side hustle, how to become a millionaire in fucking 5 days. You know what I mean? We've all been there probably, considering if you live where I live, which is Ontario, or in general North America, housing is so unaffordable. And that's kind of where this came from, because my boyfriend and I were talking about moving out and how he wants to move out and how I want to eventually move out. And when do we want to move out together? And is that something we want to do soon or later? And do you want to move out on your own before we move out with me? And so we're talking. And then we're like making it seem really digestible, really easy to do this. And then he's like, let me look at rental prices near my job. And then the pit of doom comes. The absolute stressful, I hate my life comes, because he's like, I was too scared to look because I didn't want to feel this way. And now I feel this way because it confirmed the reality of the situation, which is life is expensive. And everyone constantly tells us, don't move out. It's a waste of money. Don't move out. It's so expensive. But like, sometimes you want to say fuck those people and look at the facts and look at the numbers, because it's just numbers. It's just math. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us struggled with math, but like, at the end of the day, income plus expenses minus rent, can we make it math? Is the math mathing? The math was not mathing. So then we're just like in this complete state of what is going on. We need more money to be able to do anything that we want to do. And that's how I got to Googling about the poo. Because someone had sent me, they tagged me in comments on a reel that said you can make money selling your poo. And not selling, it's like donating it, and it's for different clinical trials, different studies. Some of them literally said, like the TikToks were saying how they'll like take healthy poo and put it into someone's intestines who's really unhealthy to try and solve their gut health. Anyway, that's where we got. And my boyfriend's laying next to me in bed and he's like, what the actual fuck, Jess? Like, you're not going to be fucking donating your shit. And in my brain, I'm like, if anyone would to do it, it would be me. But then they said they have to draw your blood every month. And I'm like, no, I'm out. So we figured out that I'm not donating my shit, that rent is too expensive from what we're making right now with our income, and we don't want to live together yet, and this just all feels impossible. Okay, somehow we left our hangout feeling really good. How did we get there? First of all, believing in ourselves. So that's the biggest thing, is coming back to what's my dream, what are my goals, what am I trying to do? Rachel Hollis always talks about like writing down your 10 dreams every day, which I don't do because that would stress me the fuck out. And then picking the dream that's going to change everything. So right now, I have many dreams. I want to move out. I want to live in a beautiful home. I want to travel. I want to own nice things. I want to have a successful podcast. Okay, well, if I'm trying to move out, I need money to move out. You're kind of working backwards. What's the one dream that's going to change everything? Is if my podcast became incredibly successful. So please share this with a friend if you're enjoying it. I'll keep it real with you, even if I get famous, guys. I hope you fucking trust that. Anyway. And so my boyfriend and I like sit down and we're like, we're on the right track. Like, we're working so hard on our dreams. I'm putting podcast episodes out every day. Like, I'm doing so much to just make these dreams come true. And same for him. He makes music. Also go listen to that. Josh Roy on Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. He's so good. Great playlist. He has songs for a fucking party to jam out to. He has songs for the bedroom to get freaky with. So good. Love him. Josh Roy on all the things. And so we came back to ourselves and we're like, we're okay. Like, we are okay. We're trying so hard. Like, yes, it's a matter of time, but like, we cannot rush the timing of things. And so I sat back and I started to ask myself, like, what do I need to do right now that will prepare me for when I am very successful at these things and my life does change? Because in my opinion, there's a reason it hasn't happened yet. And I talked about this in an episode called, I forget what it's called Trusting a Higher Power. I'll link it below if you want to listen. It's all about in depth, like how I release control and trust the universe and trust God and all that stuff. And so my boyfriend and I have started to pray together sometimes. And then also he is on me to do it more, like every evening. But when I pray, I literally cry most times. And he's like, that's beautiful. That's how you know it's real. And I'm like, but I don't want to get emotional every night before bed. But he's like, that is what's going to help so much. And I agree with this because it's like when you start to pray to whatever you believe in, the universe, a source of something, God, whatever it is, you're letting go and you're trusting the timing of something way bigger than you. And that is what makes me just feel okay and remind myself I'm on the right track and that there's a timing of this that I don't quite understand, but it's going to all make sense in the end. So that's how I started to feel really good to say like, okay, Jess, like, what do you need to do that's going to make you ready for this and feel really good and take care of yourself? Like, what are you missing right now? And that's my routine, bitch. And this is how it's all coming full circle. So my therapist would say to me, we did this exercise one time where she had me write down every single itty bitty little thing I thought I had to get done in the morning and then reflect on that list. And it was absurd. This list was just like, you wouldn't have time to do anything because it was so long. It was like meditate and exercise and go for a walk and have a smoothie and eat this kind of food and take my supplements and get dressed and have a shower and do my makeup. And like, it was just so many things that like, she's like, listen, in the mornings, you may have a list, an idea list of all the things you're going to get done, but a lot of times you may only get 2 out of those 5 things done, or 1 out of those 5 things done, or 4 out of those 5 things done. And that is okay. She's like, some mornings I don't do my makeup like I would have wanted to, or I don't put on a cute outfit that I would have wanted to, or I forgot to take my supplements that morning, but at least I ate breakfast and took a shower. So I really try to like sit back and have grace with myself, and especially going into this week, so much is going on. You need to have grace with yourself. So try to remember 1 or 2 things that you know will make you feel good and help you just come back to yourself and stay sane. And my biggest thing that I've been really struggling with is having a consistent routine that sets me up to feel good and to have a great day. And 2 key things are coming out of that for me, or coming from that, or like making me be like, okay, there are 2 key things that I know always make me feel good. And when I don't stay consistent with them, I start to feel like shit. And then I come back to them. And that is movement. And bear with me. I know this one's not going to sound good. And you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to explain it in regards to my COVID. Cold plunging. Never thought I'd be this bitch. If you told 12-year-old me I was this bitch on the internet talking about cold plunging, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to exercise. I'm going to sit down and watch Hannah Montana. Like, that is who I was. I still want to watch Hannah Montana, but we've changed, okay? We've evolved. And here's why. When I exercise, especially in the morning, it just releases so much stress for me, and I have so much, like, your cortisol spikes when you wake up in the morning, and I have so much anxiety. And so when I exercise in the morning, I'm like, oh, I feel okay because I moved it out of my body. But I've been really struggling and just really playing around with what exercises work for me and what is accessible to me. And I have finally canceled my fucking Good Life gym membership because I have had a love-hate relationship with this gym membership for years. I had it paused for like 6 months. I went to cancel it and then I decided not to cancel it. And then I had it for a couple months and then I paused it again. And now it's done. It's done. It's canceled. It's over. Okay? Our relationship is broken up. Me and Good Life are no longer. And it's just been a struggle for me because I love the idea of going to a gym all the time to work out. And I love the idea of going to the sauna at Good Life all the time. And the idea of going to the pool and going to the meditation room that's in one of my Good Lives nearby. But it was not working. It was not working. There was no fucking way you were going to get me to go to an in-person gym every single morning of the week, Monday to Friday. Nope. I was like, that's too many people. I feel like too many people are looking at me because I just want to wear my sports bra because I hate wearing a shirt in my armpits. And too many gross, weird men are looking at me. And I just feel so goddamn fucking uncomfortable. I gotta take a shit in the morning. Like, I take my morning shit when I wake up, but then I usually have to take a second one. And God, if I have to take that shit in the gym, I'll take a shit in a lot of places. I don't know why. Taking a shit at the gym in the morning while I'm sweaty from a workout, no. I just don't want to, okay? And then on top of that, there's too many Good Life locations. There's 3 locations near my house to choose from. And I'm like, if I have to make another decision every time I have to go to the gym, and then I would feel all this guilt because it's so expensive to have a Good Life membership that I'm like, if I'm not going 4 times a week, there's no fucking point of this. And they have workout classes, but I hate them. I had a really good phase with them like 3 years ago, but now my yoga practice has developed to a point where I want a specific style of studio that's like zen and vibey and awesome and doesn't have mirrors and is very intimate and awesome. I've found one. God bless the universe. I post them on Instagram all the time. I really recommend trying out ClassPass, like a free 2-week thing, and trying out a shit ton of studios in your area and then picking one that works for you, because that's what I did. So I canceled Good Life. Our relationship is over. Okay? I still like running, and I've finally found a fucking solution. However, I haven't necessarily done it yet. I did it this morning, but I haven't done this part of it, where running in the winter is so hardcore. I thought I could do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Maybe once in a while. But there's a track near my house at like a community center. So I'm like, amazing. It's free to use. Fucking fantastic. I'll use the track. I was thinking about purchasing a gym membership for that gym because it's only $30 a month. So cheap. So great. But this morning I came back to my true OG where I started working out space, and that is workout videos in my living room with my mom. That's how I got into exercising in grade 11. Because bitches told me I would get fat for getting on the birth control pill. Fuck those bitches. But that's how I got into movement and exercise, because it's so accessible. I can wake up in the morning, put on any kind of workout clothes I want. It doesn't need to look cute. And then I go to my living room and I press play. And I don't have to think about anything else. All I have to do is move my body. And my mom, being the queen she is, picked a workout program. So I just follow the workout program. And then on top of that, my mom and I either do it together, or she's just doing it and I'm doing it. But the fact that I can like talk to someone about it and be like, oh, this other person that I live with just did day 2 of our workout plan. Great. I'm going to do it too. Life fucking savior. And it boosts my mood, bitch. So that's something I'm trying to prioritize and have grace with myself with going into the holidays, of like, exercise when you can, move your body when you can. Sometimes I could go all day and not even step outside. So it's like, maybe I'm not doing a whole ass workout in the morning, especially when I'm on my period, but maybe I just go on a little bit of a walk to help my mental health be healthy. And then the second thing is cold plunging. And I have tried this. I do it honestly often in the summer because the lake is pretty cold at my cottage and I love to swim. So I'll jump right into that lake, no problem. I did it over Thanksgiving. It was so cold. It felt so good. I have gone to Other Ship in Toronto where they lead us through a sauna session for 20 minutes. And then there's a guide who leads us in a cold plunge and then back to the sauna. I have like no problem with those. Obviously the cold plunge is a lot, but I really enjoy those types of things. But being at home by myself, I was like, no. When it turned winter, I was like, no. And I make things so complicated for myself. I'm like, I can't do a cold plunge unless I'm like getting ice and putting it in my bathtub. And like, who the fuck is going to do that every day? Until last week. That's not what I'm doing. But until last week, I figured out what's going to happen. So I have COVID. And I'm hating my life. I'm feeling like shit, crying to my boyfriend, being like, why am I sick all the time? I had plans with a bunch of his friends to hang out with him, and obviously my boyfriend too. And I texted the group chat and I was like, I can't go. I have the vid. And they were like, what the fuck? Who is still getting the vid? And I was like, me. And so one of my boyfriend's really good friends messaged me directly as soon as I sent that and was like, what supplements are you taking? And I'm like, God bless you. This friend is like really into health and wellness, and his Instagram is Tommy Fit Moves. I'm pretty sure I'll put it in the show notes as well so you can follow Tommy. But so Tommy's like, what supplements are you taking? And I'm like, I tell him the supplements I'm taking. He's like, Kay, you're taking nothing for immunity. And I really trust his opinion on this stuff. I know he's done the research on all of it. So he like suggests a bunch of supplements for me to take to on a daily basis to help me, boost my immunity and overall like be able to fight off colds better, because clearly I'm struggling. And then he's like, also, I will link the supplements below so you can just like see my whole wellness routine and purchase what you want as you want. And so then he's like, also, when you're not sick anymore, because don't do this while you're sick, because it can really hurt your immune system even more and compromise your body, but you need to start cold plunging. And I was like, fuck. Like, I've been needing someone to tell me I should and tell me why. And I kind of like know already that the cold plunging is like really, really good for your immune system and all this shit. But I'm like looking at the evidence. I get sick all the time. And of course, I'm kissing my boyfriend, and he never gets sick. Ever. Like, I can't even tell you the last time he was sick. And I've been sick 3 times in the past 3 months. That's concerning. Oh my God. And so I'm like talking to him about it. And Josh is like, I cold plunge every day, Jess. And he's not like cold plunging. He talked me through how. He's like, he'll have a shower. And in the winter, he used to have a cold shower and just start it off cold in the morning, which is so good for men. Men need to be doing that in the morning with the, it's up. It needs to be put down. I think, in my opinion, like calm them down for a little bit, at least a couple times a week. And so my boyfriend is like, in the winter, it's been a lot harder. So he's like, I need a hot shower. So he'll have a hot shower in the morning, but at the very end of it, he will turn it really, really cold, and he'll stay in the shower for like probably a minute. Who knows? Probably depends on the day, and just like stand in the cold. And then it gives you this like boost of like, whoo, okay, I'm ready for the week. I'm ready for the day. And so him telling me that, I'm like, okay, Jess, you need to do things in the most accessible form. Like my workouts. Doing a workout upstairs on the TV is 10 times more accessible for me than going to the gym and having to decide what I'm going to do and worry about the people looking at me and make sure I pack my bag and make sure I pay for my parking and like all that shit. So I'm like, Jess, you can cold plunge in your bathtub if you really want to, but you can also do both. You can do it at the end of your shower, because you take a shower every morning. So at the end of your shower, turn it cold. God bless these 2 men who told me what the fuck to do, because I love it. I mean, I'll check in on Christmas Day to tell you if I'm still doing this a week later, but I've gone in and out of cold plunging for so long that I just need to be like told to get back into it, or just like have a reason to get back into it. And this is such a reason for me. Like, I do not want to be getting sick all the time. I need to boost my immunity. So I worked out this morning, even though I got up 2 hours later than I meant to. I still worked out this morning, and then I went to have my shower. I turned it hot. It felt so good. And I noticed when I was going to just usually get out of the shower after being hot, you're pretty tired. Like, it's so hot that it gets you all like, ah. So that really affects your mood for the rest of the day. But then I turned it cold and I counted. I was really inspired from going to Othership yesterday and doing a 2-minute plunge to try and do longer than I would if I, was just doing it on my own. So I was like standing there and I did the back of my body I counted to 30 seconds, which who knows if it was actually. And then I turned around and I did the front of my body and I counted to 30 seconds. And I love how it feels on my head. Everywhere else, like apparently cold showering is actually a lot harder than cold plunging, because like it's just splashing your body. You're not actually submerged. But then I got out of the shower and I was like, oh my God, that felt so good. Like, woo, I'm ready for my day. And now my mood's been so good today, and I felt absolutely horrible this morning and so mad at myself, and I was giving myself such a hard time for not getting up when I told myself I would. And then at the same time, I'm like, bitch, you had COVID. You're probably still recovering. You're probably still tired. Chill the fuck out. So yeah, that's my current sitch on my life and my routines and what I'm trying to work towards in order to still feel good and tell the universe I'm ready. Bless me with success when you feel it's time, and know that problems like money and problems like, living costs and all of that, yes, it's important to like take actionable steps to be like actively making money, whether that means you have to pick up a second job or whatever. But also, if you are really working on something that you believe in so deeply, know that what's meant to happen will happen. And for me, I am just trusting I'm going to do this forever. I'm going to be doing this forever. So I'm like, whether my podcast blows up today or in 3 years, I believe it will blow up, because if I'm never going to give up, then it will have the success I hope it has. So hope you appreciate me getting a little bit real about that stuff, because it's kind of weird to talk about that on the actual platform that I'm, just saying hey to you guys on. But thank you so much for listening. Please submit a question or a TMI story. Let's have a laugh together in the show notes. Tell me what you want me to make and post and talk and share about in the new year, because 2024 is coming so soon, which is so fucking crazy. And know that I'm here with you every step of the way, especially for the next week leading up to and on Christmas Day. You got this. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Kisses.